Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Martha and I'm an artist, educator, and certified Zentangle teacher. This month's drawing theme is Trips with Tripoli, where we'll explore the Tripoli Tangle. This tangle was created by the folks at the Zentangle headquarters, and this month we'll be taking 4 trips, one on each Tuesday of the month, to explore various ways to draw Tripoli. Today is day 3 of the 4-part series. You do not have to do them in order by any means, but I do suggest you check out 1 and 2 if you haven't done so already. So Tripoli is Zentangle's Tangle of the Year, and so they have a great video that I've linked in my description that'll walk you through doing something similar to what you see here, just a page full of variations of the Tripoli Tangle. So this is an example of the basic version of the Tripoli Tangle, and if you did not join in on day 1 to start off this series, because it can be a challenging tangle, we just explored ways to kind of understand the tangle, and then on day 2 you see here this blue version, we kind of pushed it a little bit further and did a different variation. And so today, day 3, we're going to get even further away from the basic version of the Tripoli Tangle. The paper I'm using is a Renaissance Phi tile, and using a brown pen. I know it probably looks black on camera, but I've marked my brown pens with that little washi tape there at the end, so I know it's slightly different. I'm also using some chalk today to add some color to this, a blue, a yellow ochre, and a white, and then I have a tortillon for each of those colors. So grab your supplies that you would like to use and let's get started. To begin, I'm starting off my Zentangle drawing with 4 corner dots and then connecting those with a line to create a border around the edge of my tile. Today's Tripoli tangle variation is not only going to have a different inside of the triangle, but it's going to have a different way that I draw the triangle. So you might want to watch me first. You can see here that I'm adding a little curve to each side of that triangle. So a little bit of movement here. I'm now going to aura next to that first curved edge, and then add another little curved side, and then close it with a third little curve. So I'm just going to continue to draw my triangles building off of the curved one right next to it until I have a little grouping of 6. And if you have a grouping of 4 or 5, that's okay too. Whatever works. You've probably realized if you've been drawing along with this series that in the end, those triangles pretty much disappear. And nobody's going to notice if one of your little groupings has only 4 or 5 triangles. So don't stress about something like that. Remember, there's no mistakes in the Zentangle method. We're just breathing and we're enjoying this time of being creative. I'm now going to just continue the Tripoli Tangle, building off one of the triangles of that first grouping, and I'm going to go all the way to that border that I created with my pencil and fill that entire space. I started to look at these as like shark teeth, and also little flowers. They remind me of the nasturtium flowers that I will say tried to grow in my garden this year. I planted them with a lot of my vegetables as a way to deter pests, and with the drought that we've had, they have not bloomed quite the way I would have liked, but that is the life of a gardener. But this still reminds me of what they would have been if they had grown and bloomed. So enjoy this time, enjoy the curves that we're drawing today, a little variation, a little bit more movement, and maybe it's going to be more comfortable for some of you all to not have these perfect triangles. So yeah, just enjoy this, and I will see you when you have filled up this space. All right, so I've come to the last little corner. I'm filling it in with my curvy Tripoli. Kind of reminds me of like stone pavers in a garden path or something, the way they're all kind of snuggled in there together. So I'm going to start to fill in the inside of each of these kind of irregular triangles, and I'm starting with a center dot and then connecting that dot to each of the three corners. This triangle right here is a little elongated, so my three spaces are going to look different than the first one that I did, where the spaces are more even. I'm not worried about that. That's, again, this is that tangle, one of those types of tangles that it just comes out so differently in the end that you don't see those things that maybe frustrate you along the way. So just find a point in the middle, don't overthink it, and then connect it to each of the three corners, wherever they are. You've done the hard part. You've laid out the Tripoli, those triangles in those clusters. That's the challenging part. So this is a meditative part. This is, you really can relax that brain and just enjoy the movement of your pen. Even enjoying something as simple as the pen, maybe you even hear a sound, right? Sometimes I get excited about hearing the way my art materials interact with each other. So maybe there's a sound to your pen moving across your paper today, and finding joy or comfort or relaxation in that. All right, so I will see you when you have completed these lines inside, and we will move on to adding some color after that. So don't forget to breathe and smile, and I will see you in a little while. All right, so I'm finishing up these lines here, and you'll see now that each of the triangles has three different spaces in it. And I'm going to color in each of these spaces with a different color. So I've chosen a yellow color, a blue color, and white. I'm going to start with this. It's actually called yellow ochre. And this chalk here, I'm going to color in one space of every triangle with this color. And I've just decided to do all the yellow at once, and then I'll do all the blue and then all the white. Now I do have to be careful about where I put my hands because the chalk can smear. So just be aware of that if you are using chalk, which, you know, presents a little bit of a challenge because this whole thing is going to be chalk for me in the end. But that's okay. It's just an opportunity to be mindful about my hands and where I'm placing them. Now, before I move on to my second color, I've decided to go ahead and get my tortillon out and start to blend that chalk into the paper. This will help prevent as much smearing that could possibly happen, right? So right now there's a lot of dust, chalk dust, kind of sitting on the surface of where I've colored. And using this tortillon, I'm blending that into the paper. And that's going to keep it from kind of smearing anywhere else on the paper. That's one of the reasons why we use this tortillon in Zentangle, but also it softens up either a pencil, a graphite, or chalk, or whatever you're using to add some shading or highlighting. In today's drawing, it's more about adding color as opposed to a shade or a highlight. But again, I'm just blending it in before I move on to my next color. Now that I have all the yellow ochre blended in, I'm moving on to white, and again I'm just choosing one section in each of those triangles and filling it in with this white chalk. I will say that I was sharpening my chalk pencils a lot more than I usually do because these are small triangles and I was trying to stay inside of each of the spaces. It's a little different from adding, shading or highlights to a Zentangle drawing in that usually kind of blends and pushes into different areas, but I wanted to be a little bit more precise for this drawing here, so I did sharpen my pencils quite frequently just to kind of help stay inside of these small little areas. Just a little tidbit for you all to think about. I moved on to blending here with my tortillon, and I actually got out a brand new tortillon for this tangle, for this Zentangle drawing, because the area is so small and those little corners there are very small. I really needed a pointed tortillon, and it is hard to keep a pointed tortillon for very long. There is a trick with a paper clip where you unwind a paper clip and you push it through the inside of a tortillon, and that extends the point. So if you use a tortillon, it dulls over time, but you can extend from the inside, but you can only do that so many times. So I decided to treat myself to a new tortillon for this project for my white chalk, because my other one was just too dull. If you don't know that trick, just look it up on, I'm sure you can find a YouTube on it. I don't remember if I've shown that here, but easy way to kind of make it last a little bit longer. All right, so my third and final color is this light blue that you see here. I kind of played around with a darker blue, but I ended up going with this lighter one here. And it's just kind of like a nice softness to that. White looks so bold on this tan paper, so I think it's a nice complement to that bold, vibrant white chalk that's down. Yeah, and there's just, this is definitely giving me like 70s vibes. I don't know about you all, but that yellow ochre especially is just really making me think about, I don't know, this could be a really cool pattern on a vintage 1970s, I don't know, set of curtains or a bedspread or something. Anyway, just adding a little blue here to the last space in these Tripoli triangles. So the Zentangle method is usually much more heavy on the pen work, on the line work, on the shape work. You're repeating patterns, but it's okay to not always do things the traditional way, if you will. So I'm really heavy on the coloring today, and that can be really nice. That can be a really nice change. So we kind of broke out of the box, the Tripoli box today, right? Instead of doing those straight edge triangles, we added curves, and now we're adding a lot of color. So change can be a nice break from the ordinary. So I thought I was done here. I was colored. I love it. It looks wonderful. It was what I was going for. And so you can see here in the video, I'm adding my chop. But then I changed my mind on something. I felt like some of my original lines needed to be redefined. Like they got kind of lost within or under all that chalk. And so I decided to go back and redefine them. So I'm just tracing on top with that deep dark brown pen to kind of redefine them, and just easier to see. You know, even with a pointy new tortillon, I'm not capable of staying inside such a small area. Um, and so this is just kind of like reestablishing those borders, those edges of those Tripoli triangles and the various facets inside of the triangles. And I really think it was a good decision to continue on. And you see that sometimes when you take a moment and you step away from your drawings and you look at it from afar, or maybe you walk out of the room and you go get a drink and then you come back and you see something, or you don't see something that you wish you had, like right here. I didn't see those edges, and so you make an artistic decision to change it slightly. So I'm going to redefine this before I say that it is complete. I'm finishing up here, tracing over those original pin lines, and I think this redefinition, if you will, was the right choice. You can definitely see that Tripoli tingle so much more clearly now. So this is day 3 of my Trips with Tripoli series. There will be one more video released this month, and that'll be the final Tuesday. So keep a heads up for that, and then I will begin an August series. Not sure about that one yet, but I will have it in order by the time the final video is released for this month, and let you all know what I have in store. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, until then, have a good one.